All right. Welcome back, everybody. And welcome to the first actual.
Yeah, I don't think we can say welcome back.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
this is our first podcast.
So, welcome to the first Nightwaves podcast. Today, and on a great start to this kind of podcast, we will be talking about the 2020 Oscar nominations and everyone that we believe the Academy is going to choose, the popular vote and choice is amongst the people, and our own personal choice. So without further ado, my name is Cade,
I am David.
and welcome to Nightwaves. To begin, we're going to be talking about the writing nomination for original screenplay.
Quick preface. We're not doing any of the short categories or best documentary because we have not seen them.
And we're not going to give our opinion, unlike the Academy, in which most of which they don't see, they still vote on.
Right.
So, to make it fair,
have a bit of a spin on how we're doing this as well. Basically, obviously, we could just say like, "Oh, we think this will win," but we're going with what we think the popular vote is, who we want to win, who we think will actually win, and then we will also be going over snubs today. So let's get it.
So right off the bat, David, writing original screenplay. What do you think the Academy is going to choose?
Original screenplay. Give me the nominations.
So we have Knives Out, written by Rian Johnson. Marriage Story, written by Noah Baumbach. 1917, written by Sam Mendes. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, written by Quentin Tarantino. And Parasite, written by the director, which I don't want to mispronounce his name.
Bong Joon-ho.
Thank you. So please, what do you think the Academy is going to choose?
So, for original screenplay, I think it's interesting. I think Tarantino is both the popular vote and the person I see winning the most because he's just kind of an easy name to throw out there. I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, don't get me wrong. Not my favorite. Definitely not what I'm gunning for. But I also don't think that what I'm gunning for has even a bit of a chance. So,
all right. So you went with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for the Academy?
For the Academy, yeah.
All right. So off of that, I actually did not.
Oh, what'd you go with?
I totally went with Marriage Story.
Really?
Yes.
I can see that because it has a very specific dialogue type that I think just gets a lot of notice.
Mm-hmm.
Out of these. I don't know. I think Tarantino is just an easy name to throw out there.
Well, everybody knows that he writes and directs his own shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
I can definitely see that. For both my popular choice opinion and my own personal choice, I chose Rian Johnson's Knives Out.
See, I also had that in my popular vote. I had kind of a two-way tie between Tarantino and Ryan.
Okay.
I think, and I'll preface, I still haven't seen Knives Out, so shame on me. But I do think that Tarantino and Rian Johnson both kind of have the best image in the public's eye. So we'll go from there.
Okay. Perfect.
My vote, like my actual vote, person I want to win, is Marriage Story, or I would not be disappointed with Parasite either.
I can definitely see that.
But I like the kind of awkward organicness of the dialogue in Marriage Story. So
yeah, I thought that with that, Marriage Story definitely was one of those that the Academy I can see choosing. I know that because it has that Netflix background, that maybe the Academy is against that. However, it's definitely a film that the Academy would choose. Type of film.
It's possible that they'd be against that. I don't know. I feel like the Academy is very much, I guess we're not giving opinions on the Academy, but here we are giving opinions on the Academy.
We will give our opinions on everything.
So, yeah, in a really weird dichotomy, the Academy is they want to stay old Hollywood, but they also don't want to die out. So I think at this point it's adapt or die because you have The Irishman. You have Marriage Story. You have two popes in here a few times. Like, streaming is taking over the game, and people are going to have to adjust.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, I just want to give a big shout out to Ryan Johnson. I'm not a fan at all of The Last Jedi. And because of that, didn't really like the guy. But wow, did Knives Out just totally impress me.
Bit of
By
a stunner.
far, oh yeah, definitely makes my top 3 movies of 2019.
No shit. Okay.
Amazing. I've seen it in theaters at least 3 times. Phenomenal, well written. Definitely was a game changer on the whole whodunit kind of. I don't know, what would you call that franchise genre?
Genre, I guess.
And I thought everything was fantastic, and I cannot wait to see another sequel to that.
I know he's super talented. I think the man's was wronged. I think he tried a few things with Last Jedi that were a bit
Out there.
for sure. But at least he tried them.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's talented. I'm excited to see what happens next. I think Last Jedi is just a really awful hiccup, you know?
That's its own conversation.
Oh,
if we're going to get into Star Wars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tune in to the 1.5 hour long podcast special where I tell you how Surf's Up and The Last Jedi have the exact same plot.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So moving on.
They do.
Oh my God. Moving on to writing, adapted screenplay. Who do you think the Academy is going to choose?
I think they're going to give it to Greta. I
Really?
hope they give it to Greta.
Really?
We had such a good time at Little Women.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah. I have to
Blew
say,
me away.
there you go.
Had absolutely... so I never read the book.
Mhm.
Never seen any of the other adaptations. I've never even had it spoiled for me, which
Right.
is wild.
Yeah.
Because it's such a popular book.
Exactly.
And so I was like, all right, cool. The only knowledge of Little Women I went in with was maybe what I heard around the school and also from that one episode of Friends.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. So going into it with no expectations other than I believe that week we saw Lady Bird for the first time. And I like what Greta's doing. Yeah, pleasantly surprised with that one. So I would say
so you think they're choosing Little Women for adapted screenplay?
I think so.
Okay. I would love if that happened because that's my personal choice.
Yeah, I'm a bit optimistic.
That is incredibly optimistic. I definitely choose Irishman.
Yeah, I know.
I don't see it winning
Just because it's Marty.
Yeah, I don't see it winning a whole lot of the other bigger categories.
Right.
So to throw Marty and everybody like Joe Pesci and Pacino and everybody who was involved in that production,
Right. I mean,
a little like here.
yeah, kind of throwing him a bone. Like, because there are a ton of really good
Mm-hmm.
people attached to that project, and I didn't hate it by any means. You haven't seen it.
It's a bit long.
It's a...
I'm just kidding. Not really.
Yeah. I can agree. I just
it's the Academy's safest choice.
Yeah.
Out of the 5 that are on here, we have The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and The Two Popes.
It's definitely the safe choice. I want Greta to win.
I'd love
That's
if
just
Greta
how
won.
it is.
I wouldn't. You know what? Between Greta and Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit
I agree. Yeah.
would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely see Taika winning there because I don't know if his film is strong enough to compete with other ones later down the line.
100%.
And I am still questioning a little bit about where the adaptations of Joker came from. Like, was it more of a direct one? I don't know if it was more of a direct graphic novel type or was it just an overall character?
I think the only adaptation from there is that the plot is very similar to Killing Joke, where it's like all it takes is one bad day.
True.
Other than that, it's just like, hey, he's a comic book character. It's adapted.
Fair.
Yeah.
Good point. And I assume The Two Popes is probably something adapted from another novel, short story.
Yeah.
And
I would imagine. I also have not seen that one. I feel bad at this.
actually.
Oh,
It
yeah?
was actually really well.
Okay.
Really well done.
All right.
I liked it.
I've been meaning to check it out. I just
Don't have a whole lot of feelings towards it that are strong enough for me to be like, yeah, it deserves nominations,
right.
but it has really some great acting.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We have visual effects. The 5 nominees include Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Now, to switch things up, what do you believe the popular vote is?
Popular vote, Endgame.
Perfect. Personal
Easy.
vote?
Endgame.
And Academy vote?
Endgame.
All right. Wow, that is the exact same I have on here.
And we
I
have lined up. Oh, you just pulled away.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I didn't want that clap on
That's
audio.
a good point. I'm bad at this. All
Yeah.
right, cool.
So I solely believe that everybody is going to choose Endgame.
I agree.
I mean, to cap it off, to give that movie an actual Academy Award
right.
for anything, I definitely believe it deserves it there, especially with everything that's in there. It's phenomenal, super realistic. And, you know, I think that the closest to that, obviously, Star Wars. Star Wars is a little messy.
I don't see it going
Some
to Star
shots
Wars.
look like they were straight from a video game in Star
Yeah.
Wars. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay. And do I even dare bring up The Lion King? Do I?
I wouldn't.
I see them. I see it. Honest to God. I can see the Academy going The Lion King. Do you remember how hard they marketed that it was the visual effects in this movie?
Yeah, I do. See, I'm optimistic. I want to believe that could never happen, but
Yeah.
then I remember that Saving Private Ryan didn't win Best Film. So,
That's fair.
a lot of things could happen.
Yeah. I can see this mix-up happening. They give Endgame the award, and then they're like, no. Come out.
We
It's
have a
insane.
full-on,
We have a
a
whole
Moonlight.
we have a Moonlight fiasco again, and Lion King wins
God.
over my beloved Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it would be ridiculous.
I would hate that.
I would absolutely
Honestly.
fucking cry.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little
Quite
hot.
possibly
Yeah,
the worst.
possibly.
Yeah. Well, we're emotional people. We're allowed to cry.
Oh yeah, no. All right. So for sound mixing, we have 5 nominees as well. We have Ad Astra starring Brad Pitt, Ford versus Ferrari, 1917, Joker, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
Now,
So this is for the mixing side
yes,
of things.
for
All
sound
right.
mixing.
I'm going popular vote,
Hmm.
Ford versus Ferrari,
Okay.
because cars.
Okay.
And that is all I have to say. I did not see it. You saw it.
Mhm.
You said it sounded good.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I actually think 1917 is going to win,
Really?
just because that is the picture that seems to be the big talk right now, as much as I kind of don't want it to be.
But for sound mixing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It did do a really good job of going from like really quiet, intimate moments to just balls to the wall.
True.
So I can see that. I also wouldn't hate it if 1917 won because of that effect.
Mm-hmm.
But this is actually my first snub. I feel like Waves should be on this list because a lot of the way that Trey Edward Schultz makes his movies is based around his sound design. And even just going off of the trailer, it elicits a reaction. And I don't think Waves got enough exposure, like, at all award season. So
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you know, the first thing I did tell you about Ford versus Ferrari, sound was on point.
there you go.
It was phenomenal. And that's why I personally chose that for this award. I also do believe that 1917 is actually going to win this.
Yeah.
It's a safe, easy choice. What you already explained, yep, I couldn't explain it any better myself. And, you know, everything. Why is it the Academy loves war movies? They just win
They do.
all the time.
Because they're large and grandiose, and usually you can pull good actors with a war movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I got. They like them.
They like them. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
I
Not to mention, they like war movies. I'm not sure why. They also really love one-take movies.
mm-hmm.
So this is just, orgasmic.
True. I mean, you give me any kind of creative shot, and my 75-year-old ass is gonna vote for it.
Exactly.
So, fuck.
Beautiful.
So, moving on to sound editing, we have Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and instead of having Ad Astra, we have Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. In these comparative categories.
All right. Best sound editing.
Mm-hmm.
I am also for both who I think will win,
Okay.
who I want to win, and even the popular vote.
Incredibly optimistic.
Also thinking 1917, honestly. But I do think there are a few snubs. So tell me what you're thinking.
So I honestly believe the Academy is going to choose Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on this one.
Okay.
So I don't know if you had really caught on to it, but that movie does an incredible job, at least in my opinion, and seeing it from the Academy's point of view of bringing us back to that decade and that time period.
That's true.
And
Incredibly
everything
well done.
about that includes the sound. And I don't see Quentin winning a whole lot this year. I don't think that this is probably at all his strongest movie. It's well done. It's incredible. I love it. I think you give it that because I can't talk. That's quite normal. But yeah, I'll talk about this more in following categories with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I only see it win in a couple.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to win much this year.
No. It's a strong film,
It is strong.
but there are so many other creative strong films.
Agreed.
So
Fully
I
agree.
choose Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to win the Academy choice. The popular choice, I believe, is definitely going to be Joker or 1917. Everybody I know who have seen both, obviously, we just talked about 1917 and everything that it did well with sound. But Joker, could see it just another here.
I could see it popping up. Yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
what did it win? 9 Golden Globes or some shit?
It won a lot of Globes, and it's been nominated 11 times.
It's absurd.
It's a bit insane. But we can talk about this more later. I think it'll do amazing things for comic book movies, so I'm not upset by any means.
No.
All right, what's next?
My personal choice.
Oh, wait. I'm getting ahead of myself. I had some snubs.
Oh, for the sound editing?
They are all considered horror movies.
All right. Can I guess?
Yes.
All right, so we have Midsummer
Yes.
and Lighthouse.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to read your mind.
Is
Parasite in there?
No. It's not.
It had horror aspects.
Yeah, it has that tonal shift halfway through that we both kind of, I want to say, sank through the floor.
I did not see it coming.
Yeah, it was fucking
It
insane.
was phenomenal.
No. Think February.
You're going to make me think all the way back to a February film?
We were hyped.
Oh, dear God. Okay. Can I ask the audience? Just kidding. Phone a friend.
Yeah, you want to ask the key light?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to answer much of anything. But I'll just go ahead and give it to you. It's Us.
Oh, fuck. That was a March film, by the way.
Okay. Well, either way, that came out this year.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot that came out this year.
Mm-hmm. Sound editing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele does great with that.
Uh-huh.
I
Exactly.
don't know how much is him, but it's the production team.
It's yet another situation of Jordan Peele not getting the recognition that he needs because I think,
Yeah.
I mean, same shit happened with Get Out.
Sure.
And I feel like Antebellum is just going to be a lot of the same. He's only producing that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the one that came out in 2019 as well. The Annabelle, is that Annabelle Comes Home, or
Oh
wasn't there
yeah, yeah.
Antebellum
Oh,
as
there
well?
was the really bad third
Annabelle.
Annabelle, and then the second one was okay, and then the first one was dog shit.
Okay.
So take that as you will. I still really respect James Wan, and I'm so sad to see this turned into a franchise. But
A failed franchise.
it's as it is.
Hey,
yeah.
it makes money, dude.
At least it's not The Nun.
That's true.
Or,
The
what was
Nun
the
was
other
the
one?
worst movie I've ever seen in IMAX.
You saw that in IMAX?
Mm-hmm. It
I bought
ranks
the
right up
collector's-
there
Yep.
with my time seeing both The Great Wall and Warcraft in IMAX.
I spared myself for Warcraft, but I can't give you that much shit because, as you know, I bought the collector's edition of Aliens Colonial Marines when that came out.
Oof.
I have the $150 edition.
Did you pre-order that?
I did.
Oh my god. Sucker.
It's got a cool statue
of a xenomorph.
fighting a power loader.
That's pretty cool.
It is kind of tight.
All right. That's pretty sick.
It's got some cool things.
Is it
Horrible
matte
game.
black?
Matte black?
Yeah. Is it like, or is it colored?
Oh no, it's colored.
Oh, okay.
And the xenomorph's all like glossy.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
quite nice.
That's nice.
Okay, moving on. As much as I love talking about Xeno things.
What was your personal choice for sound editing? Did that go?
Oh, for sound
hand in hand?
editing, I'm still giving it to 1917.
All right. Cool. So moving on, we will be touching upon the production design. The nominations that we have for that include The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
Okay. What do you want me to go with first? Popular vote?
Whatever you feel like.
Okay. People might get angry at this. I feel like, in layman's terms, production design and cinematography to the layman could seem like the exact same thing when they're really not. So for some reason, I see Joker getting more of a conversation than it really needs. I, again, see 1917 winning, but here's why. Well, at least a fun factoid about it. They perfectly mapped out to the actor's pace how long they needed the trenches and how, just to the T, the most neurotic design for this. And I think that deserves recognition. I would love Parasite to win, but I also definitely would not be sad with 1917. And I'm realizing how much of a 1917 fanboy I sound like.
Yeah. So
I'm not.
every year I get sucked into the positivity, the optimism, the great grace and the subtlety of which I believe the Academy is. And then it's about a day or two before and I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, they're kind of shitty. So,
This is true.
Everything you said, beautiful. Totally agree. I choose 1917 for my popular choice as well. However, I believe that the Academy chooses Irishman.
See, how do I even... Yeah.
I mean, Irishman's great with production design. All right. However, I don't believe it should win.
Yeah.
I believe my two biggest ones out of these nominations should be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and 1917. If you look at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just like how I was just talking about the sound, the actual production was fantastic. If you look behind the scenes and how they made modern day Hollywood back into, what is it, the 1960s Hollywood?
Yeah.
That's a golden age of Hollywood.
Well, and Irishman does the same thing.
Sure, exactly.
But
But
should the benchmark for production design be... Does it... time travel? I mean...
no, I 110% believe that the subtlety and nuance that goes into the behind the scenes of 1917, that you have to have step for step knowledge of how your actors are going to be paced so that you can get that one shot correctly.
Right.
And I've even seen the main actor George McKay talk about how he had to speed up and slow down himself because he knew where he needed to be.
Right. They had very specific marks to hit.
With each action and piece of dialogue. And with that, it's phenomenal. I believe that 1917 should win, but I also believe that Once Upon a Time is a really good contender of that as well, if you look back on that entire film. However, both are fantastic. Still think that the Academy is going to fucking kill my dreams on this one.
I agree. R.I.P.
And
our dreams.
on production design, there just wasn't enough oomph, for Parasite to pull through on this one, or Jojo Rabbit.
I agree. I thought the house that they lived in, both houses actually, but the subterranean one was like fantastic.
Yeah, I think that, same could be said for Jojo Rabbit. These house-based films, great films.
Oh yeah,
amazing. We're talking production design and how much goes into everything. Yeah, I don't see those two.
That's fair.
At all.
And, for the exact same reasons, that's why I'm saying 1917. Because if you did, that's the other thing. I do the research, you do the research. Not everyone does the research.
Exactly.
So if you did the research and found out all this shit, that totally deserves recognition. But
yeah, so
not everyone is like us.
Shout out that production team on 1917.
Exactly. All right, what's next?
Amazing. Next we have up music, original song. Our contenders and nominations, nominators. That would be the Academy. Would be Toy Story 4.
Just start dropping the Academy members.
Yeah, exactly. So Toy Story 4, I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away. Rocket Man's I'm Gonna Love Me Again. Breakthroughs, I'm Standing With You. Frozen 2's Into the Unknown, and Harriet's Stand Up.
Okay.
Right off the bat, I think for every one of these, Frozen 2, Into the Unknown.
Really?
100%.
Oh, I also had a sweep, but I'm saying that it's I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away because Randy Newman.
Fair.
I do think kind of the popular vote could go to I'm Gonna Love Me Again, though, because it's fucking Elton John.
I think his award is getting a nomination. That, how some of those just happen?
But didn't he win the Globe? Didn't Rocket Man win the Globe?
Yeah, but you can't take everything off of the Globe for the Oscars.
Oh, no, I completely agree with you.
And for the Oscars, you got to think, even for the actual things that happen there, I believe that they would come out with either the Toy Story 4 song or the Frozen 2 song and perform that at the Oscars.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they love Disney. Yeah. I wonder why. Money.
Even though Frozen 2 was not good by any account.
It wasn't fantastic, and Into the Unknown was no let it go, but they tried and they forced it, and that's what I'm thinking that the masses consume. Everything. Toy Story 4 is good as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Frozen fucking just destroys everything.
Yeah. Sadly.
All
right, what's next?
So next we have music, original score.
Okay.
Our nominations include Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. So my popular vote, probably unsurprisingly, should go to John Williams. Because it's fucking John Williams. And I'm pretty sure this is his 53rd nomination.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah. So I think people that aren't going to be paying attention to all of the different people that are making scores are going to know two names. It's going to be John Williams and Hans Zimmer. And
Hans Zimmer.
Oh, he's not on there.
On here.
He's just
no.
Yeah.
We have Randy Newman, Thomas Newman.
They're cousins, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm saying popular vote goes to John Williams. Kind of uninformed. It was okay. Soundtrack to that movie was
I thought it kind of held the movie together.
Really?
It was definitely more of a glue for me.
I'm happy to hear that because I didn't hear anyone talking about the score.
So, well, it's one of the few things that hold the entire saga together.
Right.
Thank God to John Williams. That's something that's consistent all the way through. Other than R2D2 and C3PO, it's about the only thing that can go through all 9 movies.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
every film, no matter if you hate it or love it, still has a great score.
This is true. Okay.
So I also put that as my popular choice.
So
I
we
also
agree on popular vote.
Yeah, popular vote, but I also threw in for a popular vote possible Joker.
See, that's actually my pick.
Really?
Yes, I love Hildur, name I'm not even gonna try to fucking pronounce, because I really loved Chernobyl, and it gave me that same sense of dread, and I love just how fucking heavy her music is, you know?
Yeah.
So that's my my vote. I could see it being popular just because it's Joker. I don't know if an actual winner. I'm somewhere between 1917 again and Marriage Story because the Battling Newmans, who doesn't want to see that? But
I think 1917 pulls it through.
I agree.
On this.
Even though that was so like not a part of the movie I was paying attention to.
It wasn't, but when I did notice it, it hit.
It did hit. That I'll say this about 1917. Flawed, sure. Every movie is at me. The fucking like flare sequence. That was when I first like noticed the music. And yeah, that definitely had me hooked.
Flare sequence, when he gets out of the river and is
Encounters the singing soldier.
exactly.
Yeah, that was insane.
All the way, I think it's that whole continuous scene. Because starting from about the flare scene, he jumps on the river, and then he goes to the singing soldiers, and then he's on the battlefield trying to get the letter to the commander or whatever. And the score there was phenomenal as well. I was like, holy shit.
That's true. When it did hit, it really hit. I'm still saying my vote, my optimistic, honest opinion. God, I want Joker to win.
I wouldn't be upset.
All right.
Now, going on to makeup and hairstyling, we also have 5 nominees.
Yep.
Bombshell.
Oh, real quick, for score, I also have the exact 2 of the same snubs. I think how in the fuck is Us not in this conversation? The way that they took 5 on it and then tweaked it to be freaky. Good stuff. I have The Lighthouse, actually, because the score was almost entirely diegetic right up until like the last 15 minutes, where it was, it's made up of like the foghorn, and then like at one point, I swear to God, it was made up of like his breathing. It was very interestingly done. It caught my eye, or my ears. And then I also have Waves on here because, again, Trey Edward Schultz makes movies with sound, big focus of his, and Frank Ocean was on it. That's one reason people don't want to give it credit, is they're like, millennial soundtrack. But, like, it's a good soundtrack. Just fucking get out of here with your opinions.
Yeah, well, cannot at all disagree.
Okay, good.
So, back to makeup and hairstyling.
Yeah,
Our
back
5
to the
nominees.
thing we're supposed to be talking about.
Exactly. We have Bombshell, Joker, Judy, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and 1917. For myself, I believe that the popular choice here, obviously for makeup and hairstyling, Joker. Okay. Everybody in the mother was like, oh my God, Joaquin puts on his own makeup. I was like, okay, but so did Heath. Like,
yeah, right.
Now, the Academy chooses Joker.
Agreed. All right,
but
we
my
agree so
personal
far.
choice,
Oh,
Bombshell.
no fucking
Yes.
way. We have the same list.
Really?
We have the exact same list.
Okay.
I also threw in, I think Avengers got like a little bit of a snub. It's
Okay.
it's kind of a nothing, But
nothing category.
at the same time,
That's why they gave it to Maleficent and Judy.
or do you remember when fucking Star Trek won?
Oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Didn't makeup and hairstyling win for Suicide Squad?
Oh shit. Oh,
Killer
you're right.
Croc, dude.
Oh no.
Yeah. They just love DC. So just another addition to the category.
Yeah.
Would be
I want to
Joker.
hang my head in shame. But yeah, we have the exact same list. I said Bombshell as well because the way that Charlize just fucking disappears into that role.
All of them look
Good God.
from holy shit. Who's the guy who plays the
Wow.
Yeah, should I
Hold
do I
on.
need to look this
No,
up?
no. I got this because he was also in that really
John Lithgow?
Yep. Really shitty Pet Sematary guy.
Yes. I like to think of him as Barney Stinson's father.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
From How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what a creepy fuck. And
Yeah.
every single person in that movie, even all the way down to Kate McKinnon. I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
Kate McKinnon, I thought did really well,
Yeah.
actually.
And
Never
so-
seen her in a dramatic role, so that was interesting.
Yeah, it was good to see that. And the makeup and hairstyling was phenomenal, I thought.
Yeah, right?
So,
Okay,
alright.
wow, we have the same list. That's a new one, but
And I
like
believe
it.
we're going to have the same list here on this category as well. International feature film. We have 5 nominees: Corpus Christi, Honeyland, Pain and Glory, Les Miserables, and Parasite.
Parasite.
Yes.
That's all.
That's
That's all I
all-
have to say.
Easy. Dude,
It's that easy.
dude, you won the game. Literal trump card.
Done. I would drop my mic, but it's attached,
That's
and
true.
also I don't want to drop it.
Main reason?
Mm-hmm.
The hype,
Oh yeah.
the popularity.
When the hell has a South Korean film ever gotten this much international buzz?
Ever.
Even the host, also by Bong Joon-ho, not anywhere close.
Exactly. And then, moving on to that, it's not going to win Best Picture. You know it.
I know you're
You know
crushing
it?
my dreams,
You
but I
know it.
know.
Okay?
I know.
So it needs to win this category to be like, it's Best Picture internationally.
Right.
That's what this means.
Right. I will preface, I have yet to see most of these. I do have Pain and Glory on my list. I heard it was really good.
I too have Pain and Glory, and I've heard a bit about Honeyland and Corpus Christi.
Same. Yeah.
I am a little personally confused. Les Miserables, didn't know that
Yeah.
they had produced one.
I think it's I don't want to.
Another adaptation.
I think maybe. I honestly didn't hear anything about it until it was in the conversation.
But now that it's in the conversation, I feel like that's its own reward. You
oh
know,
yeah,
it's like here,
easily.
and Parasite's gonna sweep.
Oh, Parasite. is
Everybody
just
I
gonna-
talk to, dude, every single thing I read about it. Oh yeah,
Clean
it's
house.
like trying to
Yeah, exactly.
just dust off the shoulders a little bit, straighten oneself up. Anyways,
Fuck.
Moving on to film editing, we have Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. I choose for film editing. I was listening to something.
Oh.
So for film editing,
He's keeping us waiting, guys.
yeah, sorry. The anticipation must be killing all of you.
Absolutely.
So for film editing, I'm going to choose Joker. For
Okay.
personal choice and
For
popular
personal
choice.
choice. Okay.
For Academy choice, Irishman.
All right. Oh, hold on. I don't even have a note about this. I apparently forgot editing. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm gonna say I can see Joker for sure. But again, if you do your homework, my personal choice is also going to be Parasite because I found out Bong Joon-ho does not shoot the same shot from multiple angles like most directors. He frames it in his mind and he's like, we are doing it this one way. And the fact that he creates such a compelling story that well without troubleshooting that at all, I think that's incredible. So I guess it's a bit more to his directing credit than editing, but it does have to do with editing. I could see Popular being Joker, and I could see the winner also being Joker. Okay, where is the conversation on 1917 not being in editing?
Because it's gonna sweep for cinematography.
Well, yeah, it's Roger Deakins.
Now,
But
I understand what you're going with here. That the only reason that it does look one shot is they did as much one shot as possible, and then it's because of
smooth editing.
Film editing.
Yep.
But yeah. No, I definitely think that is a for sure snub.
Yeah.
Okay. I would even argue that Lighthouse maybe should have been in here. Lighthouse film editing.
That's true.
Shot for shot was phenomenal.
I completely agree.
And I would have liked to have seen, especially for anything more of the artistic categories, Lighthouse getting a nom.
Yeah. Fully agree with you there.
Now, we're going to move past documentaries like we've already mentioned and move right on in to what everybody wants to hear a little bit more about, directing.
Oh, we're going right to director.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna move around a little bit, get a little heated discussion. For myself, I personally choose Sam Mendes for 1917.
Really? Okay.
Now, these 5 movies that are listed off are going to be The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, Todd Phillips, Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
Yes.
So
as Parasite.
As Parasite. He is Parasite.
He is El Parasite.
I mean, didn't he write it?
Yes.
And then he directed it?
Yeah.
It's like saying Tarantino is Pulp Fiction.
Well, yeah, he is.
So,
okay. Really? So yours is Sam Mendes. Okay.
110%.
I am thinking that's your personal.
Could you imagine having... Okay, I can see it. Yeah, that's my personal. I would also like to see Tarantino get one. Little love.
I mean, yeah. I think anyone would want to see that.
But, this category is fucking stacked.
It is.
It's absurd.
Can you guess what my personal vote is?
Oh, yeah. It's not even Bong Joon-ho.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even...
Okay, good. He knows me. He hasn't been replaced. I definitely would love Bong Joon-ho to win this because that's what a lot of the talk is around.
Okay.
And I just think the dude deserves it. This is probably the biggest international film in history.
True. I think that the running joke and gag, and it might not be true now as much, but isn't it the film that wins for director is usually the film that wins Best Picture? That's what I've heard.
Typically. So yeah, I understand.
And with this stacked category,
reasoning behind that, for sure.
I can see why most of these made the Best Picture list.
I'm thinking popular vote and someone who could actually win.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's the biggest name here.
Mm-hmm.
It's Marty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Marty. That's...
he fits the mold, the category.
Okay. Yeah.
But look at this list, this 5 list right here, and tell me these movies didn't make a huge impact. And those directors weren't fucking huge because of it.
Oh no, absolutely.
I mean, maybe not the movie made them, but it's oh no, that's Sam Mendes' 1917, or that's
right.
Holy
they were
shit,
very
Todd Phillips' Joker.
I think they were very
they go
integral.
hand in hand. Exactly.
Okay.
Which I'm glad. I'm actually happy for these nominees. These nominations are great.
I think it's good to see directors getting a lot of recognition out of that.
Yeah.
So I agree. I do have 2 snubs.
Okay.
You've heard them already. Trey Edward Schultz. I like this guy.
Yep.
You
got a real hard on for Waves, don't you?
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, it kind of falls into the whole Moonlight subcategory of films that A24 makes, but At the same time, I really like his directing style. I did watch Krisha before watching this one, and I think he's just got a bright future. He also was like a production assistant to, I want to say, Terrence Malick, which I think is something to mention. Also, though, you already know I have a hard-on for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ari Aster.
Ari Aster.
Uh-huh. I understand why he's not in the conversation because, well, I mean, I kind of do. But I think the directing of Midsummer is kind of masterful. You know? A lot of intensely choreographed scenes, a lot of very interesting shot compositions and the way that the camera moves and everything like that. I think that is quite impressive. I also feel like I should have mentioned this one in editing because he has some of the coolest transitions I've ever seen in my life. So, I say they should both be in the conversation, but that's just me.
Well, there's probably a huge audience out there that's going to agree.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not one of them.
We disagree on Ari Aster. We'll just point that one out. That'll come up later, I'm sure.
Anyways. So moving forward, we're going to hit costume design. We have The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I would like to see for costume design, if you gotta think, right? Maybe I totally understand if Joker's costume design.
Yeah.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's gonna be iconic. It already is.
Right. That's where my mind's going.
Now, I think that's the popular choice here.
I agree.
I personally would like to give it to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
From everything, from everybody on each set to on the streets to, even Leo being an actor in this movie and then playing an actor in a different movie. And then, and like he's in that get up for like playing a Nazi scene. Like every scene was phenomenal. And to think the insane amount of costumes,
I can see
pretty
that.
Phenomenal. But that can be said for Little Women. And that can be said for Irishman.
Yeah.
I didn't think that Irishman was that creative. It was great. Nothing too iconic. I'm not going to be mad with Joker.
Oh, I can 130% see your point.
But I think Little Women wins Academy for some reason.
Really?
100%. I don't think it's going to win a whole lot.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking Joker.
But I would like to see Joker.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Optimistic.
thinking Joker takes a sweep, honestly, because what other movie this year have you seen replicated that much? I've seen Us costumes.
True, but they don't give a fuck about what any popular vote is.
Oh, true. Debatable.
So
Not all of them. I can agree. I will say, major snub, Dolomite Is My Name, had great costumes, and it's not even in the conversation. I think that movie should have been much more in the conversation.
I think it's a little too Oscar bait.
Really?
Yeah.
A comedy with Eddie Murphy about blaxploitation films is too Oscar bait? First off, we know the Oscars are white. So, how is that Oscar bait? Please inform me.
Really?
Yes.
I think any movie that has some huge following is getting a bunch of buzz right around the time that the Oscars are going to make a big decision is Oscar bait.
That's fair.
I think Little Women coming out in March of last year would not get anywhere near the amount of noms that it got by coming out in December.
I agree.
I think that Joker, not Oscar bait.
True.
At all.
True.
It was its own thing. Mm-hmm. Same with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It seemed like Tarantino was doing his own thing, but it's also could be just feeling, I can see it. It could be that
good. Yeah.
I know Scorsese and I know his films, and I'm going to say Irishman, no matter at what point it comes out, is going to be in there. The reason Us didn't get picked is because it came out in March.
Right. And kind of left the conversation.
Exactly.
So.
the fact that, I'm forgetting about that it came out in March. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
right.
shit. All right.
Kind of proves it.
Shit.
Yep. Okay.
So I took what I think is going to be some fuck all category. And that's why I think the Academy is choosing Little Women. I would love to see if they chose Joker.
Okay. All right.
That's what I personally would choose.
I'd be all right if Little Women won anything. I do want to preface that.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. So.
But cool.
All right.
Oh, Jojo Rabbit was in there, and that was good too. But costume design, I mean, most of it's just
screen accurate Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard is that at this point? How many films have we got?
We've seen that a few times
Only
in
a
the
few.
last decade.
So moving forward, we have cinematography. We have The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
I think, and bear with me here.
Mm-hmm. What's your case?
I think it's 4 syllables. 1917, baby.
There you go.
Sweep.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
Oh, it's Roger Deakins. I don't even want him to win for 1917, but I want him to win. You know what I mean?
Sure. I would love if...
It's Roger fucking Deakins.
I loved 1917. I loved The Lighthouse. And I loved Joker. I don't know if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, personally to me, has any cinematography, like pizzazz, like... Shit, dude, you remember that one scene? Or like, yo, that really hit me. Or that was creative as fuck.
I agree.
Irishman, what are your takes?
All
right, cool. So those 3, Lighthouse, 1917, and Joker, we're not mad at?
Oh, no, not at all.
Cool.
I'm going to say that 1917 takes it and runs with it. But Yarn Blaschke for The Lighthouse, I would not be upset as a second place at all. I would love that. And for that matter, Joker as well.
Yeah.
It's gotten quite a bit of criticism for just basically copying the color palette of Taxi Driver, but they did it well. So that's what I have to say about that.
Perfect. So moving on to the animated feature film, we have...
Yeah.
You good? You get over there?
We'll get into it.
So we have How to Train Your Dragon, I Lost My Body, Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4.
Okay. Other than Klaus and I Lost My Body, because those are more, I don't want to say more adult, but they're animation that takes themselves a little bit more seriously. What the fuck happened to animated movies this year? Missing Link?
Dude.
Leica Studios has made such better movies than that.
So you've seen it?
No.
Okay.
But I know. I
Really?
saw the trailer and
I
just
saw the trailer. But
Not
you also...
I know you
it's-
can't judge
it's-
anything off of the
it's
trailer, but
stop motion, and I think that's where it's getting its credit.
yeah,
That
it's harder to make.
painstaking amount of work. And I think that's where it got its nom. I'm a little fucking surprised on the 3rd How to Train Your Dragon. Like,
Forgettable.
what? Yo,
Forgettable.
that came out in what, March? April? Something around there.
Well, I saw it with my ex-girlfriend, so yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, perfect. So we're about
then. Forgettable.
And I forget about the second one. Like I look back on it and I'm trying to think. That's the one where his mom came through.
Yeah, that's
right?
the one where they ruined it in the trailer.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yo, his mom's alive,"
You're
and
like,
I was
"Oh,
like, "That's cool. I guess I
cool."
already know that."
Yeah. I like the character and I love dragons. I wish it took itself just a hair more seriously.
Thank
and
you.
it would have had me.
Easy.
My
My brother's girlfriend is gonna like crucify me for saying that because she loves Toothless.
well,
but oh well.
would you like? I would give Despicable Me over like How to Train Your Dragon. Like,
I wouldn't go that. Wait, which Despicable Me
I'm
are
talking
we talking
first.
about?
First one.
Okay, thank Christ.
I'm not talking like Minions 2. I'm talking, which is coming out here soon. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it's with Gru as a child.
That's happening?
Yes, I just saw the trailer. It's phenomenal.
God damn it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
So I think that personally for me, and popular choice goes to Toy Story 4.
I agree. I think Toy
And
Story 4 is going to
think
take it.
I would really
Yeah.
the fourth one.
Oh, yeah.
I think Klaus, dude. You know how much hype, how much talk that one's getting.
It's
The
getting
Academy
a lot
would
of
choose.
talk. Yeah, I agree. It's getting a lot of talk. I don't know that it would win because traditionally,
You said this whole category has been a fuck all year.
Oh, totally. But traditionally, here's my argument to that is in the US, unfortunately, animation is taken as much more of a children's thing. So why would they then suddenly change their mind and take it art house?
True.
It's always been, I mean, Spider-Verse, fucking Wreck-It Ralph is one that stands out, Inside Out.
Spider-Verse was tight.
Oh, yeah, totally. But undoubtedly marketed to kids.
True.
Yeah.
I guess. Because it's animated.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I hate it as much as you. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
here.
I'm gonna forget next year if I have to look back and be like, who won for animated film, and it's Missing Link, I'll be like, really?
Oh God.
What?
Don't speak it into.
Well, I
existence.
mean, it's just like Lion King. I'm wanting to forget. Now,
Though I try, I never can. When we come back, we'll get into the top 5 of the Oscars, arguably the most hotly anticipated categories.
true.
Stay tuned. Grab some water, stretch your legs, fucking realize what the world sounds like outside of headphones.
We could be in radio.